Okay, I think I'm back. So, OBS disconnected, which made me think that the problem was OBS. But then the web pages refused to. Any web pages refused to load. So it looks like it was a problem with OBS caused by a problem with the internet. The internet did not disconnect, but it refused to work properly. Like, it was still connected and said that it had a good connection, but it would not. But anytime I tried to load any web pages, the browser said no, it won't do it, and OBS would not connect. If you're able to, please consider donating. Please consider donating, as long as you're able to, as long as it does not financially hurt you, and you are able to, and if you are interested in keeping this donathon going, because the more money that's donated, the sooner I can the more money that's donated, and the more money I can build up, the sooner I can get the hell out of here. Alright, where... Yeah, let's save. Let me actually put a save point here. Let's see if this will work. Wait, no, I didn't want that. Okay, there. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Thank you, small fairy.
Oh, Link! Is that you, Link? Grandma's always happy to see your bright, shining face. Link, my dear, sweet Link, you're safe. That's wonderful. Just wonderful.
Nobody tell her about the pot. Nobody tell her about the gang of pirates that we brought to the that we're bringing to the shore.
Did you do this? Oh, you're such a sweet child. Oh, that's right. You and your sister Errol are trying so hard to be strong, and I've just been sitting here moaning and worrying. I'm your grandmother. I'm the one who should be taking care of you. I'm so sorry, Link. I haven't even considered what you must be going through. I'm a terrible grandma. Link, this is all I have to give you right now. You can keep it in your empty bottle.
You got Elixir Soup. This healthy soup gives your grandmother makes replenishes all of your life, energy, and magic power. Your attack power also doubles until the first time you take damage. Now that is one hearty soup. That is a hearty soup. And your kind old grandmother filled your bottle so full that there's 2 health bits. Dang! 2 elixir potions.
You and your sister love this soup, don't you? If you run out, I can make it for you anytime you like.
This is true, though. Grandmother's soup is one of the most powerful, potions and one of the most powerful liquids in existence. One of the most powerful substances in existence.
Grandma's going to try to be strong, so you try to be strong too. But don't do anything reckless, all right?
Okay. We have our soup. Some good soup. I guess let's go to Jaboon. Oh, Ouija, welcome back. He says you're doing incredible, Raw. I might be, but my internet is not. Oh gosh, I need to get out of here. But welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Alright, so... I guess let me talk to... Oh, you know what? Let me talk to King of Red Lions. See if he... Find out where... Oh, dang it. Oh, come on, come on, come on. So yeah, for those who haven't been here, for those who are newer to the channel, I'm sorry if the stream cuts out. Just while I'm staying with my parents, my parents do not have great internet, so while I'm staying with them, sometimes the internet just disconnects. Which is why the donathon is keep going, so that I can Because the more money I get together, the sooner I can get out of here. The sooner I can move out of here and move to a place with hopefully better internet. Are you ready? If that is the case, then we must search for the cave around the backside of Outside Island, where Zhao Boon is said to hide. So if you're able to, please consider donating to the stream. But if you're not able to donate, or you don't feel like donating, that's completely fine. If you're not able to donate or you don't feel like donating, that's completely fine. Thank you for watching the stream. Okay, let's go. Wait, the choo-choos are in the... The choo-choos can go into the water? That's worrisome. You just followed me out here. Okay, I need to get my sail. The ship doesn't move at all unless you have the sail. Which is helpful sometimes. Ow. Which is helpful sometimes, but not other times. Okay, I'm currently... I think... maybe I will play more Wind Waker next Sunday, because I am having a great time with this game. And I am kind of just burnt out on any Soulsborne games right now, so... Yeah, maybe I will keep going with Wind Waker, and then I'll wait to play... I'll wait to return to Dark Souls 3. Is that one of the freaking Krakens? That's one of the... They're right here? Or maybe they're not. Okay. Anyway, so I might just wait to return to Dark Souls 3 until after my work schedule is changed. Oh my gosh, that was reversed. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I might wait to return to Dark Souls 3 until after my work schedule is changed and I can stream more often. Because then I can, like, do a smaller stream of Dark Souls 3 to continue the Donathon. I can do a smaller stream of Dark Souls 3 to continue the Donathon, and then do a bigger stream of some of the other games I need to play more of, like Wind Waker and God Hand. I guess there's not a crack in here, there's just a whirlpool? I don't know if I can get out of here. Okay, maybe I can? No, not really. That's not really pushing me out of here. Well, I'm kind of can't do much here. I'm too far away from the rocks. Oh, I checked. So I checked Blue Sky whilst I was. Oh, okay. Okay. I checked Blue Sky whilst I was on break and waiting for the internet to recover. And already there are so many memes, like Tom and Jerry memes, of the next upcoming Kamen Rider season because it's cat and mouse themed. Can I, like, slip past this? If I stay on, like, the... Nope. Ugh. Game. I get a game. I wonder if it's supposed to be like this, or if just like things randomly got set here. Like if there's supposed to be a whirlpool here, if this whirlpool just formed. So this, to the best of my knowledge, is supposed to be weird here. Oh, this is supposed to be here. Okay, then, I guess. I think I'm getting too close here to accurately... Yeah, I'm getting too close to accurately aim towards this. Maybe if I try... I've only got 9 bombs left. I can't really pull myself away from the center. Yeah, I can't really pull myself away. So I'm kind of stuck here. I guess I just gotta wait until the whirlpool pulls me in. Well, I was saying that I need to plan out better, like, these smaller holidays. I need to plan out my streams for them better. Because I didn't have anything prepared for International Bikini Day today, which is a horrible shame. If only I could have streamed more, then I could have actually better planned for this. But I at least know what I can do on, like, Godzilla's Anniversary Day. Because that's when the Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Remaster... Destroy All Monsters Melee Remaster comes out. And if I can buy that, well, hey, that's a perfect day to play that game. Why is it back and full? What do you mean? I have to destroy it before getting sucked into the whirlpool? That's stupid. After I get to a certain point, I can't get out of the world. After I get to a certain point, the cannon will aim at it. This is stupid. Wind Waker, I'm trying to like you. Why do you keep making dumb decisions? Why do you keep making really stupid decisions? Wait, I don't have any bombs. Oh, fuck you, game. So my bombs are gone. All the bombs that I had left, yeah, all the bombs that I had remaining are gone. Like, I don't get any of my bombs back, but the rock... So Link does not get any of the bombs he has back, but the rock magically repairs itself. I guess I better go find Beetle's shop and buy more bombs. The sail isn't doing really anything because of how I'm moving against the wind. I better put that away, I guess. Alright, Beetle, where's your ship at? Beetle? Beetle. There it is. Okay. Thank goodness I've got enough rupees. Alright, come on. There we go. Alright, give me all your bombs. Oh, Beetle, what is it now?
By the way, Mr. Customer, are you acquainted with that adorable little pirate girl? You have a bashful look on your face, Mr. Customer. You can't hide it from me. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, just use that to browse. Why did I ask you about the pirate girl? I'm just interested in your personal life.
What a strange fellow. Okay, what the... You freaking can move to all these docks when I'm not on you, but you can't move on your own while I'm on you. And don't try to act like, oh, you just slowly waddled over there. Yeah, don't try to act like you just slowly waddled over there, King of Red Lions, because I was only in there for like 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm guessing... Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back here. So I have to destroy this before... I have to destroy this door before I run out of bombs, or I get sucked into the room. Okay, that's one part of it. Now to slowly wait for me to go back around. Okay, there. Better get ready. And now we wait again. Hooray! So that's definitely supposed to be there because the it only went away when the rock was destroyed. Oh, big fish. Well, but indeed, Jaboon. I am pleased to see that you are safe. Yes, it seems Ganon has returned. There can be no other explanation. Unfortunately, that is not so. The one I have brought with me has no connection to the legendary one. Yeah, right. Look, listen. Just because he's a green tunic, he wears a green hat, has a green tunic, wields a sword left-handed, has immeasurable courage, has blonde hair, has immeasurable courage, and is met with Ganon does not mean that he's the reincarnation of the legendary hero Link. He could just be some kid. Not every kid who wears a green tunic, has a green hat, has blonde hair, is skilled with wielding a sword left-handed, and has met Ganon, is related to Link. There's at least 5, I'm sure. And yet I sense great promise of the courage that this one possesses. I do. It is the only way. Oh, didn't have to go through a whole dungeon for that one. That's surprising. The water spirit Jaboon was kind enough to give you this jewel to treasure one of the goddesses. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that I didn't have to go through a dungeon for that one. Well, I guess since this is like Faeror, or like Nehru is usually affiliated with water, I guess it makes sense that you wouldn't have to do a dungeon themed around getting the water pearl when this entire map is covered in water. Like, this is the entire world is the water dungeon. Oh, that fell rain and endless night were indeed elements of a curse brought on us by Ganon. He must intend to cast this land into pure darkness for all time. I believe I have. Man, the pirates would have been really shocked if they went outside just to find that big fish. If they went in there just to find that big fish. Ganon's curse has been broken by the power of the pearl that Jaboon gave us, so morning should come soon. It is well that we have gathered all the pearls. Are you ready, Link? I have marked the places where you must set the pearls on your sea chart. Once you have placed each of the pearls in its proper location, the proving grounds for your courage will become apparent. Clearly, the search for Jaboon has shown that Ganon has begun to make efforts to block our path forward. It is certain that the perils ahead will be greater than any you have faced thus far. You should finish any business you have here on Outset right now, so that you shall not have any regrets later. Okay, so something's gonna happen to Outset Island. That's worrying. So, okay, those 3 points. So I'm guessing, okay, there were 3 points marked on Tetra's map. Okay, well, Tetra had like a Triforce drawn on a map, so I'm guessing these 3 points, when connected, will spawn like a Triforce and summon something from the depths. Listen, it's a game with water. It's a game with a world full of water. You gotta be summoning something from the depths of the ocean at some point. You can't have you can't just have a gigantic body of water that encompasses all of the known world and not raise something from the depths. You just can't. Ow. Well, I don't... I guess let's go talk to Grandma one more time. Or yeah, let me go talk to Grandma one more time. Okay, we've got like less than 2 hours left in the stream. So, I guess let me like try to activate these and then get to that, whatever area that's summoned.
Oh, my dear sweet Link. Whenever you have an empty bottle, you just bring it straight to Grandma. I can make more soup for you whenever you like.
So I need to get more bottles so I can get more soup. Alright, so we gotta go out. You didn't have to jump off there, Link, but okay. Come on, get in. So we gotta go... Okay, well, let's just go this one. Let's just go in the, like, whichever one we can to get to the closest one. so need that direction. Let me keep the bombs equipped, because we're definitely going to encounter some things that won't be happy to see us. We're going to definitely encounter some things that won't be happy to see us. Okay, let's head towards... Let's head toward that first one. And so yeah, I won't be back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to only streaming once a week for now. So won't be back until next Sunday. Probably will be playing more Wind Waker, just because I'm enjoying this more than Dark Souls 3. But I mean, any donations made will still add more lives to Dark Souls 3 when I get back to it for the Donathon. And yeah, I might wait to return to Dark Souls 3 until after the my schedule changes around, and I can start doing 2 streams at once instead of just 1, or I can start doing 2 streams a week instead of just 1, because that way I can play through the smaller stream can be me playing through Dark Souls 3 for the Donathon, and the bigger stream can be what's this? And the bigger stream can be me playing some of the other games I need to get to. Oh, this is a lot of stuff here. Let's... Okay, not over there. Nope. I hope that's not heading directly towards me. I get the feeling that might be heading directly towards me. Okay, that's another one of these. I wonder if I can shoot the cyclone. Okay, no. Can you grab anything here? Nope. 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 There's still a whole bunch of things here. I know there are. I need to find the... I mean, I guess I don't have to find the treasure, but I want to find it because it's treasure. I'm not hearing the mystical treasure noise, so I wonder if maybe the treasure has moved away? Maybe it has? Okay. Ow. Okay, well, let me maybe try and get more bombs. Okay, let's buy more bombs. I don't care about the membership beetle. Yeah, I'll buy the red... You don't have to empty bottle. I'm only selling the contents, not the jar. Too bad for you, huh? Don't test me, beetle. Bye. The whole reason I wanted to buy that was for the bottle. Bottles must be really rare around here. Bottles and jars must be really rare around here. If, like, even the storekeeper like, I can't just give you... I can't sell you a... I can't let you have the bottle. That's priceless. Okay. Need to get a little over here. Ah. Okay, move a little bit over here. I'm trying to avoid that cyclone. Okay, they say it's a little over here. Okay, a little over here. Maybe it's that little island over there? Yeah, maybe it's this little island over here. So, yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think I've kind of decided that I will be playing more Wind Waker next Sunday, because I am having a good time with this game. What the heck? Oh, gosh, what the heck? Those things are out on the open ocean now? Wait, no, that's just an giant fish. Yeah, that is a giant fish. Ow. Dang it. I thought this was like some of the... I thought those were some of those like small flying plant things from I thought those were some of those small flying plant monsters. From the Forbidden Woods, but no, this is actually this is worse. This is much worse. Can they attack me while I'm here? They can! Oh, fuck. Okay, let me get to higher ground. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses. Place the pearl you hold here. Here you go. 2 pearls remain, right? Okay, but I should probably deal with these things before I, Okay, so 2 hits is enough to kill one of those things. Let me clear them out a little bit then. The fact that they could get so close to the land is actually kind of terrifying. Okay, that one's getting a little closer. Mars the fan welcome says came in just in time for some grade A nightmare fuel. That's the Brawl Kaiser stream experience. I'm pretty sure that giant fish that can go on land, that can somehow go onto land, is something out of a Junji Ito manga. I don't know, I haven't read any Junji Ito, so I'm not certain, but I feel like that's, and it probably isn't like them with helicopter propellers, but I feel like something like that is in a Junji Ito manga. Oh, one of their soul pearls is left over here. Okay, let me try and grab that. Let me grab their soul money. Their soul dollars. Also, unfortunately, Marzesco fan, you did... Well, fortunately for you, I guess, you did miss the giant krakens that appear in whirlpools, which are even more horrifying than these. Detective Hark says, for all Junji Ito fans, World of Horror is currently $15.99. I have that game. That is a pretty... I haven't gotten to play it a lot, but it is pretty fun. Also, hi, Detective Heartache. Hilariously, I will... Interestingly enough, the most you're gonna... Like... Interestingly enough, I will have to talk about some Junji Ito-related things when I do the handheld horror showcase, because as I found out, there are a couple of there are some Junji Ito video games, not just games like World of Horror, which are like clearly very inspired by Junji Ito. No, I mean like official Junji Ito video games, and they're on like. And they're all, like, they're Japanese-only games on a handheld. Not even a major handheld, not like the DS or a Game Boy Advance. No, they're on, like, the Wonder Swan. Which unfortunately made me unable to play them myself, but... Which unfortunately made me unable to play them myself, but I am looking up information about them to find out whatever I can find. Kind of wish I had the cannon. Damn it. That didn't work. That did work. Yeah, come on. Come on. They're chasing me, aren't they? I think they're chasing me. They're kind of chasing me. Alright, no, so... Okay, that's one of the pearls. Position where it needs to go. Let's go place another one. So there's going to be probably 2 other small islands. I think I've seen one of them, because I remember seeing an island with a statue early on in this game. Also, just to let y'all know, so I'm probably... Next Sunday is the next time I'm going to be able to stream. I'm probably going to be playing more Wind Waker, because I am enjoying Wind Waker, and I'm going to have to figure out either... I'm going to have to figure out what to do with Dark Souls 3, because I'm just kind of... I had enough of, like, Soulsborne games for the rest of the year after Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 3, I've actually overall enjoyed playing the game more than Bloodborne so far, but I'm just burnt out on Soulsborne games, so I need to either figure out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up the Donathon slightly, where I'm playing multiple games, and then have, like, a roulette wheel, where every time I lose a life in one of the games, I spin the wheel to potentially play a different game, or to play the same game. Or what I might do is just play more Wind Waker on Sundays until my work shifts change, and then once my work shifts change and I'm able to do, I'm off of my training schedule. Oh, excuse me, I gotta kill it. I gotta destroy the ship. Once my work shift change off of the regular schedule, and I'm able to stream twice a week. And when I'm able to stream twice a week, then I'll just play Dark Souls 3 on the smaller stream I do during the week, and the bigger stream that's when I'll play, like, other games. And maybe if I'm only playing Dark Souls 3 for like 3 or 4 hours, maybe then I won't get as burnt out. Mars Defense says Wonder Swan, the home of the only SRW game with Escaflowne, a true hidden treasure. Oh, for those just coming in, so I've been talking about what the next potential Kamen Rider season is, and I and many other people who saw the title, which was Kamen Rider. So the title of the next season is Kamen Rider. It's spelt MY-TH. And I and many other people thought, oh, Kamen Rider myth, like mythology. So that makes a lot of sense. You could have a lot of monsters themed after mythological creatures, and like have a Kamen Rider that's like has different forms based off of mythological creatures. That's not what the next season is, though, because apparently, and I'm sure this is something to do with Japanese pronunciation, but apparently MY-TH is pronounced mice. It's Tom and Jerry. It's the Tom and Jerry Kamen Rider season. Like, we got a promotional image and trailer last night, and it was this one mouse rider is having to fight against these two cat riders. It's Kamen Rider. It's Tom and Jerry Kamen Rider. So I have no idea where this season is gonna go. We did get some good news in that they did announce in the initial in releasing initial information about this season. They did mention that it will be like streaming and broadcasting internationally, which is very good. That means that it's like it's the angry storm frog again. Maybe I can blow up the cyclone. I cannot. But, anyway. What I found... okay, we're actually might be closer to it. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is actually right next to it. Okay, not next to it, but... But basically, the whole mention about international, streaming and broadcasting does mean that Zets is not a one-off season, and that more seasons of Kamen Rider will be streaming internationally, which is very good. But I do really wish Toei would let Tokusatsu release some older seasons internationally. Like, some of the older seasons are getting Blu-rays thanks to Discotech. Toei's letting Tokusatsu and Shout Factory stream their new their new season and release the episodes on YouTube. But they won't let them like release Blu-rays of older seasons or put those online. I feels like I don't understand business people. I really don't. I don't think I could be the head. I do not think I could be the CEO of a big media company, because my thought would always be, if we have a thing, we make money when we release the thing and make it available for people to buy. Let's have the thing available for people to buy. Alright, let's try. Okay, let me see what this mailbox wants.
How are you doing, Link? Do you have enough of Granny's soup? Where are you now? You may be closer than I suspect. Are you hungry? Are you keeping yourself warm? If you haven't injured yourself, have you? You always work so hard, Link. Do you have enough rupees? Your grandma doesn't have a lot, but I'm sending you everything I've saved up. As long as I have you and Errol, I don't need anything else. I just want the two of you to return home safely. Love, Grandma.
Okay, let's find where that next... Let's find where that next statue is. Mars Offenses, think of it like this. YouTube has basically replaced television. The broadcasting companies want to make money off syndication before DVD/Blu-ray release. It's why America had to wait so long for the Buffy DVDs way back when. Of course, I just realized with Sony announcing that they're going to stop physical disc production for video games, that might also put Blu-rays in jeopardy, because I think Sony makes Blu-rays. Which, if they do that, between that, what I just said about video game, like halting physical game production, and what they just was announced earlier today about Sony saying, oh, we're just going to replace, like, all game development. We're going to heavily focus on our generative AI for game development. And for game development. We're going to, it's going to genuinely be a question of, like, who would die first. Microsoft, like, the Xbox or PlayStation. This console generation is getting so weird. Like, this console generation and the next one. I guess I could say the build-up to the next console generation is getting so weird. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Where is this island? Okay, maybe it's over there, which I have to go through a cyclone to get there. Yeah, I think it's over there, but I have to go next to a cyclone to get through there, unfortunately. Okay, well, actually, it might be this one over here. Wait, yeah, if they're halting physical disc production for video games, then that probably means if the PlayStation 6 does come out, that it probably won't have a disc drive, which means it can't play Blu-rays. Okay, there this is. Although if a PlayStation 6 is announced, it's gonna have with the price of it being at least as pricey as the PS5, and it not having not having a physical disc drive, and with how things aren't going well right now for everyone nobody has a lot of money right now. I don't think I don't see a PS6 selling well. Okay, that's this one solved. So that's that pearl placed. Let's go to the next one. Uh-oh. Okay. I need to avoid this cyclone. Slim says there's more reasons it's digital only why the PS6/Helix won't sell well at this point. Oh, there's a lot of reasons. Like, considering how expensive computer parts are being thanks to generative AI. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, considering how expensive computer and console parts for computers are going to be thanks to generative AI, and how that's causing the Steam machine to cost like $1,000, that's probably going to also cause a PlayStation 6 to cost like $1,000, which no one's going to be. No one's going to buy a console. No one's going to buy a console that you can't play your old game, that you can't play your games from PS4 or PS5 on, that you can't use your PS4 or PS5 discs on, for $1,000. So the number getting thrown around by insiders is $1,400. $1,400. Yeah, nobody's gonna get that. Nobody. Interest in the Steam machine died overnight when it was announced to be $1,000. And that was the thing that people were some people were excited about. My gosh. So it says, why bother with console gaming anymore? The whole appeal is owning media, and the PC is better means of preservation. That, and who wants to support a company that openly abuses stolen media? So to answer that, Murder Zadesco fan, there's a couple reasons. One is that there is genuine appeal to having a console. It's easier to set up multiplayer for specific games. When I'm around my niece and nephew, we don't set up the PC. We don't set up the computer to play multiplayer games. We set up the Switch because it's easier to set up for local multiplayer. There's also a thing of console exclusives. Like for Nintendo, I mean, if you want to get the next Zelda game, next Mario game, next Metroid game, and you don't want to wait until emulation can get it, then you get it on the system. Also, this is specifically for the Switch's case. This is specifically the Switch 2 case. But the Switch 2 being a hybrid console does help it out a lot, because that means it's a system you can take on the go. So you can play it on a console at home, play it on your TV, or you can play it take it with you when you're going on a trip. And also, Yeah, PC. Okay, PC is a better means of preservation, but this whole generative AI bullshit is also hitting PC parts. It's PC gamers. It's more expensive now to get PC parts. From what I've heard, it's actually cheaper to like produce discs than to like build hard drives with more space. So like the PC is a yeah, the PC is generally a better means of preservation, but not everyone has the money or the know-how to get like a really like to get a high quality PC that has like you'd need at least 2 terabytes of space at least if you want to make it your sole gaming machine, and you need to make sure that it has specs, that it has the right specs. That's another thing about PC is that with a game with a console, whether it's like an indie game or like a big game or like a big company game, for most games on a console, you could just put in the cartridge, put in the disc, open it up, play it. You don't have to check your settings to make sure that your computer can run it. You don't have to check to make sure that it'll like. You don't have to check to make sure that it'll actually like it'll fit onto your computer and it has the right settings to where you can get it looking just right. It's generally simpler. It's generally simpler to play games on console, and also there is just. I mean, some people really like to play games on controllers. I really like to play games on controllers, and yeah, you can buy a controller for your PC, and sure you can do that. But also, just some people like to play a game on their on a TV with a controller. Sleep says, and while the internet is dooming glooming about physical backwards compatibility, there's no guarantee that your digital library won't. There's no guarantee that your digital library won't be compatible. Well, yeah, Sleepless. However, I mean, how long is that digital library gonna last? Because like, yeah, okay, you can re-download games from your digital library. Hope you weren't. Hope that digital library didn't have any PS3 games, because those are gonna be going away. Which, I mean, you can't get those on PS... You can't re-download those on PS4 or PS5 anyways, but... Yeah, you can't download your PS3 or PS5... your PS3 games on PS4 or PS5, but, well, if the PlayStation 6 starts, how long until Sony says, you know what, we're just tired of the PS4, let's just remove those, let's just take that down. Merit Mars fan says, generative AI is all stolen assets. Is it legitimately popular, or is it just being forcibly thrust on the public? It's being forcibly thrust on the public. You're seeing a lot of ads for generative AI and a lot of interviews with companies saying generative AI is the future, because it's not the future, and they keep trying to convince people, no, this is the future, because people are really tired of it. Yeah, like there have been some studies done, which has shown that showing that you have generative AI in your game, or like people knowing that you have generative AI in your game actually does hurt sales. There are numerous like I think I don't remember it exactly, but from what I remember, it was like a study was conducted with games on Steam. And games that had Steam, had the disclosure showing that they have generative AI in them, they had noticeably worse sales. Sleep says, and even beyond that, PC releases for the last 3-4 years, they've been blocked way worse than the PS5 versions, to the point where most PlayStation versions score higher from reviewers for performance reasons. Yeah, that is a good point, adding into... Sorry, we're doing like 3 conversations at once. Okay, we're doing like 3 conversations at once, so give me a second. So, yeah, to add to why would you want a console instead of a console version instead of a console game instead video game console instead of just playing the game on PC? Again, a lot of games like the there are numerous cases of games that were designed like built to work on consoles but were not built to work on PCs, and they have numerous problems. Like the PC versions are worse than the console versions. That's actually like a recent problem that's happened with some Capcom games. Like some recent Capcom games have had a problem where I've had problems where they don't run as well on they don't run as well on PC as they do on on PlayStation or even Switch. Okay. Okay, Sleepless says, Brawl, the PS3 Vita store being shut down means that you can't add anything to your catalog. You can still re-download anything that was purchased on the account. Okay, that really doesn't change my point much. You can still... Brawl, you can still... Now listen, Brawl, just because the store is shut down doesn't mean that you can't re-download the games that you had. It just means that you can't get any new games. You're not losing access to the 100 games you have on your account. You're just losing access to the at least 2,000, 3,000 games? You're just losing potential access to... You're just losing the possibility of getting any of the 2,000, 3,000 games on the store. Sleep says, okay, so Brawl, what game, pray tell, are you burning at the gills to buy on a PS3/Vita? Well, I'd really like to get I really would like to get Misadventures of Tron Bone and Mega Man Legends 2 if I don't have those on there. There's also a couple other games that were like only exclusively on PS3 that I would like to check to see if they're available digitally or if I instead so I could get them there instead of check to see if they're available digitally or if I need to buy them like physically. Let's see. It's like I've got John Woo's Stranglehold. I think I still have that. Anarchy Reigns, I have that on PS3. And there's like one other. Also Sleepless, your point isn't really added. Your point isn't really added to by, well, Brawl, is there any games you want to buy on PS3 now? That doesn't really add to it because, like, okay, there might be a game I don't know about now that I want to buy on PS3 later. I might find out about a game that later it's like, oh, I would like to buy that. That looks fun. Oh, wait, I can't. Sleep says forcibly, Genevieve adds forcibly thrust because if it was popular, then we'd opt out of everything. There's no opt out for Probot or Gemini or any of the others. And hold on. Let's see. Sleeps, and as Mars points out, you have 12 months to buy those games. Okay. That really doesn't take away from my point either. Saying, but Brawl, just buy every single game on the PS3 store. Just buy every single game on the PS3 or PS Vita store in the next year. Right now. Sure, you don't have a lot of money right now. Sure, you don't have a lot of money right now because you're trying to recover from... because you're trying to recover from losing your job. Or, like, having a low-paying job. And it would be a lot better if you could buy... But in the future... And, like, maybe a year or two down the road, you're gonna get, like, you're gonna get a much better paying job. Or you might have more money saved up to where you could buy those games. And at that point, it might be too late to buy the games, but... Just buy everything on the PS3, PS Vita. Just find out exactly what you want to buy. Just find out every single game that you want to buy for the PS3, PS Vita store, and buy them right now. Okay, so these big conch shell buildings, they mark fairy fountains. That's good to know. Young Waker of the Wind. Young Waker of the Winds. Allow me to aid you in your quest. Oh, hey, Brad Shikarian, welcome in. You can now carry more bombs. I guess this was the bomb fairy. The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come by to refresh. Okay, bye. Oh, let me talk to them.
Hello, swordsman. Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? I've come here to plant the great Deku Tree's seed. But look, usually the forest trees sprout quite vigorously whenever you plant them. But for some reason, this one has withered.
Mars Offenses. I wasn't trying to argue anything other than that consoles lose their appeal without physical media. No, that is a really good point. That consoles do lose a lot of their appeal without physical media. That's a big reason why That's a big reason why when I buy games, I usually focus on buying physical copies for media. I like to have. I know this is just me specifically, but I like to have a physical copy.
I'd be willing to bet that the trees my fellow Koroks have planted are withering as well. It seems that one tree fails to grow from its seed. All the forest trees from that year's seeds wither and fail to grow tall and mighty. What are we to do? If we're not able to nurse these trees to health, the forest will never spread, and the great Deku Tree will slowly wither and die. Maybe we could sprinkle the water from the forest haven on the tree. Maybe then this sapling will be saved. That water is the wellspring of the great Deku Tree's life force. Swordsman, could you go to the forest haven to get some of the water that flows around the great Deku Tree? Could you get some and sprinkle it on this poor forest tree?
Well, I guess I'll have to do that when I can remember to go grab some water and have a free bottle, an open bottle. I mentioned this during the Mars Disco Fences. Gotta get food. All right, BRB. All right. We've got about a little over an hour left, and yeah, I'll probably be back playing more. I'll probably play more Wind Waker. Instead of more Dark Souls 3, I'll probably for the Donathon, I'll probably play more Wind Waker. But any donations made to these streams will still count towards the Donathon, and it will still add lives it will still add lives. I don't know why it's not going, but okay. Oh, it's because I need to turn in the direction of the wind. Honestly, I think, okay, one last note on this. I think a great way to sum up how much, like, some companies like Sony undervalue, like, how much people like physical games is one of the new games announced at the Summer Games Fest is a game for, like, the Sega Mega Drive. That new Cuphead spin-off game. People are willing to buy games for, like, it's not, I'm not saying it's a major market, but it is a market. And with the level of technology we have, now, I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable on actual, like, the console and cartridge manufacturing processes, I will admit that, so I could be wrong here. But it feels like it shouldn't be too hard to make a console, like, make a cartridge for an older system. Like, make a cartridge or a disc for an older system. Indie companies have made Game Boy cartridges. Like, new Game Boy games. Okay, so third island is right around here. Probably that one up ahead. That looked to be like a big, like an important treasure. Okay, let me pull this up. Actually, okay, talking about a more positive slash strange, okay, kind of, not exactly more positive thing, but a stranger thing that could happen. I wonder if, because like most video games kind of like plan their release for the most big releases for this year, for the rest of this year, kind of planned out their release to not release in early November because they didn't want to release around the time that GTA 6 releases. Except for Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered, which is going to release on like November 3rd because that's Godzilla Day. And like I said on Friday's stream, Godzilla will fight anyone, including another game release. But basically, I wonder if that's actually going to like help Godzilla Destroy All Monster Melee's sales, that it's actually releasing around the same time as basically, I wonder if it's going to end up getting more sales as a joke. Like, people who are going to buy the Godzilla game end up getting, because it's like, haha, big lizard game. Let's get the big lizard game more sales and make it like compete with GTA 6. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm willing to bet that won't happen. I mean, I'm going to get Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered. I want that game. But it would be funny. So there's as much outcry as GTA 6 is getting. It's a vocal minority, bro. Yeah, I know GTA 6 is going to sell a lot. Alright, what's in here? Okay, what's... That looks like the last... Yeah, this is the last island, so... You know, if Nintendo announces like some big release for the... If Nintendo announces some big release for like the late... really late 2026, that actually might also compete with GTA 6. That it's not going to sell as well as GTA 6, but that would absolutely be a Nintendo thing for them to do. Them just announce like, oh, new Mario game, new Metroid, new Zelda game, November. What's a Grand Theft Auto? So even with the bullshit of pre-ordering GTA 6, giving you a month of GTA Online and turning on auto-renew based on the credit card used for pre-order, what the heck? People are still going to buy GTA 6 by the millions. Oh, absolutely. So Nintendo already announced the end-of-year game, Ocarina of Time remake. Oh, that's right. That's right. What the... Damn, rip Link. This poor Link keeps getting blown up. Blown up or launched into the air. Brad Chicaner says, if Godzilla wants to fight everything, they should fight the Rampage cast. Well, that isn't a bad idea, Brad Chicanery. However, that would require Warner Bros. Games to acknowledge the existence of Rampage. And they can't... That would require Warner Bros. To acknowledge the existence of the Rampage games, and Rampage the movie didn't sell well enough. He keeps getting launched into dungeons. But Rampage the movie didn't make enough money. So what else are they gonna do? What else could they do with Rampage, the video game license? Re-release the video games now. They can't do that. It's not like that would probably take a lot less effort than making a big movie and hiring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in order to play the main character in it. This tower, which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear, is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here will be acknowledged by the gods to be a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Link, that which you must attain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and also your rather incredible durability. And resistance to being launched into the air into a side of an ancient building. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Cool looking tower. Yeah, this is an awesome look. Now this is a place. This is an awesome looking place. We have gotten like one indie game inspired by Rampage, but I think it's only been one so far. Okay, we've got like an hour left. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat this dungeon in that time, but we'll see how far I can get. Okay, that's interesting. I'll probably be continuing this next Sunday. Oh. What? Do you mind? Beyond this place, you must do battle with the power of the gods. But even as you do so, you must also borrow that power. Okay, great. Okay, let's move a little way over here. Now can he climb up here? There we go. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, so I gotta deal with rising water levels like throughout this entire area. Well, in that case, I better equip this. See, the thing is, I'm not even the biggest fan of Rampage or the Rampage games. I think they're overall just okay. But it's the fact that, but what really annoys me is that, like, Warner Bros. has the license to both the Rampage and Primal Rage games, and they've done nothing with them. Like, it's a series that could be like, if someone from if a modern day developer were to take a look at like either of those series, they could like take a look at them and like maybe redevelop and like maybe improve upon like what the older games did. But we're not going to see. But I guess we're not going to see that anytime, because Warner Bros. Games the only game Warner Bros. Is willing to pay for is more Mortal Kombats. And more characters to cameo in Mortal Kombat. Dang it. No, I just wanted you to... Damn it. Mars Defense is Warner Combat. No, that was Multiverses. Awesome, Mars fan, welcome back. So it says, is it Traveler's Tales a Warner Bros. Game company? I don't think so. I don't think so, because, and I'm being serious here. I think they would be closed already if they were owned by Warner Bros. I'd have to check, but because if I remember correctly, like all the game companies, almost all the game developing companies owned by Warner Bros. Were closed except for NetherRealm and maybe Rocksteady. No, Rocksteady actually might be closed too. I can't even keep track of what companies have closed. Oh, Warner Bros. Games. Okay, they actually... Okay, I was wrong. I will admit I was wrong. Travelers... Gosh, this is confusing, but... This is confusing, but Sleepless, you are right. Traveler's Tales is a subsidiary of TT Games Limited, which is a subsidiary... which is a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Games. The older I get, the more I'm convinced that, like, yeah, me getting into independent video game development. If I'm able to make anything, if I'm able to make any video games, it'd have to be through independent game development, because I have trouble keeping up with what companies are owned by who. Slim says, I knew they wouldn't close the Lego devs, lol. Well, they better not. They better not. The Lego devs were the Lego devs have made the most highly praised DC video game in the past, like, 10 years. Okay, let me see what companies are still around. So, Avalanche Games is still around, I think. Oh, wait. No, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, okay. Avalanche Games is still around. They got, like, handed over from Disney to Warner Bros. Games. I don't know what they... Oh, Avalanche was the people who made Hogwarts Legacy. Oh. That's a shame. NetherRealms Games is still open. Okay, Portkey Games. Yeah, Portkey Games. They're still open, and they basically only make Harry Potter games. Rocksteady's still open. And they actually helped make Lego Batman Legacy The Dark Knight. So yeah, so Lego Batman Legacy The Dark Knight, I can't really say it helped keep a company alive, because we don't know. They could, one of these publishers could announce tomorrow that, oh, this game made us $100 million, but we can't close it. But we're just gonna close it anyway. So it says, by all accounts, Hogwarts Legacy is a good open world game. It's just tied to a franchise that people are against morally. Yeah. I mean, that's my whole point about it. It could be It could be one of the best open world games ever. I'm not against it, and I will never touch it because of who's it's tied to. And I don't want to watch anyone who's playing it. I don't want to watch anyone who plays it, because at this point you kind of have to know who it's tied to and what she's done. Okay, who else is open? Warner Bros. Games Boston is open, and they basically make MMOs. Like Lord of the Rings Online, Dungeons & Dragons Online. Warner Bros. Games Montreal is still open, and they also co-developed Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. It looks like Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight might have, like, if these developers do stay alive, then it looks like, yeah, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight helped keep them alive. Okay, Warner Bros. Games New York. That's kind of looks like who it is. So, Avalanche, NetherRealm, Portkey, Rocksteady, TT Games, Warner Bros. Games, Boston, Montreal, New York, and San Francisco. What upcoming games do they... Oh, that's right. There's like a new Game of Thrones games called Game of Thrones Dragonfire. Okay, sorry, hold on, I got distracted. Let me... Okay, we got a little less than an hour left in the stream. Let me play more of this. So, again, just a little reminder. Okay, just a little update for those who weren't here during Friday's stream. So, after a donation made on Friday's stream, we passed the $800 donation goal. So I will do the D&D solo adventures. That will be something that happens. So we're now currently working towards the $900 donation goal, Sonic Adventure 2 first playthrough. So if you want to see me play a Sonic game, please consider donating. If you're not able to donate or don't feel like donating, that's fine. Thank you for at least for watching the stream. But yeah, now I have 8 donation goals. If we manage to pass $900 and we start getting close, and like we're less than $100 away from 1,000, I might have to come up with more donation goals, which I was not expecting. I have some potential ideas, but I was not expecting to reach. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to reach $200 donated. So I'm pretty sure it was a Hogwarts Legacy sequel as greenlit. You know, after it did a thing no game in 20 years had done by outselling that year's got. Well, of course, yeah. Yeah, there was like a Hogwarts Legacy sequel announced. I keep using up my bombs. It's a good thing I can use 60. Damn it. Come on. Okay, nothing in there. There's a treasure chest in here. Oh, well, I got the map. Yeah, so next Sunday I'll probably return with more Wind Waker. And I'll probably wait to return to, Dark Souls 3 until after I've, Oh, great, there's 3 of them. I'll probably wait to return to Dark Souls 3 until after... Oh, 4 of them. I'll probably wait to return to Dark Souls 3 until after my schedule is changed. So I can do... So that I can, play a game, one of the games that I've been meaning to get back to, while also doing a shorter stream for Dark Souls 3 to continue the Donathon. I'm guessing it's just gonna be... Okay, I guess I probably don't need to open up that right there. Wait, no. There, and... Yeah, we're almost certainly going to need the bombs. Actually, it might be safer to just use the cruise. I think the water's going to go down before I can reach this. Yep. Okay, I'm going to take another short break. I'll be right... And then when I get back, we'll keep going through the dungeon. So, be back in a little bit. Okay. Oh, so let's wait for the... We just wait for the water to come up again. So they're probably... Yeah, there's not going to be much longer left in the stream, like only 30 minutes left. No, there's only be about 30 minutes left in the stream. So I'll probably be playing more of this next Sunday. Because I am... Yeah, I'll play more of this next Sunday. Because I'm just having a much better time with this than with Dark Souls. Which really should... I mean, that's probably not... That's really not that surprising. Of course, I'd have more fun with the Zelda game than with the Dark Souls game. So I can't go through here. But only a little bit longer, and then my work... I'll be out of training, and then I can hopefully stream twice a week. And then also, I am looking into apartments to move to. I'm looking at places to move to, and see like what would be my best option for moving to places. It's just with how much my job pays. My best option is to find, like, it looks like my best option for finding an apartment is finding an apartment that costs less than $1,000 a month for rent. And, that's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult to find. It's very difficult to find a good apartment that costs less than where rent costs less than $1,000 a month. That face looks pretty terrifying. Damn it. Let me check. Okay, there are 4 passageways here, so... Neither of those 2 passageways... Okay, that first one just gives me a dungeon map. That one on the top right, that doesn't really lead me anywhere for right now. I don't think I can go in there. Maybe I can blow up these? I can't. Can the boat go over here? Dang it. Oh good, I can make it over here. Oh no. Okay, there's a doorway that goes underneath there, but let me try. It looks like there's a torch here. Hopefully that didn't make the chest go away. No, okay, it's still here. I was hoping for a small key, but okay. I'm gonna have to find out, like, what to do with all these... I'm gonna have to find out, like, what to do with all these spoils I've got, because I really only found out what to do with the Knight's Crest. Oh. Ghost. Burning, flaming ghost. Flaming ghost that I can steal money from. Okay, well, let's just try to open up the chest. Hooray. Okay, that might blow that up. Nope, it did not. That doorway looks like... Okay, that looks like something I could hit with the bow if I had it, but... I do not. Let me see if that does anything. Nope. Okay, well, what does... That's just lowers the water level. I can really still only go about there if I had a key. So I still need a key to get there, to get through there. Okay. Well, let's try going over here, because it looks like there's a path on the right side of this room. Although it looks like I have to go through that gate somehow. These statues with the hole in the center, I feel like I should be able to do something with them, but I don't know what. Okay, not getting through there until that gate's raised. Nothing around here. I might have to stop that water fountain, but... I feel like there should be something more here, like there shouldn't be a dead end. I mean, like, yeah, there's that doorway with the key, but... So, oh yeah, one other piece of news. I'm trying out a new browser. It's kind of troubleshooting here and there, but I think I've gotten most everything working. Oh, I hope you're able to get it working along with your new laptop. Also, Cyclist, by the time next Sunday streams happens, I will probably have finished watching. I'll probably have finished watching. I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in Class, so. And I will let you know what I think of the rest of this season. I'll probably like it. So, but it's got 0 Gen AI features. Oh, that sounds amazing. New laptop comes in on Thursday. Okay, so destroying them didn't do anything. No, that doesn't work. Nope. Okay, I can lift this. Oh, that solves a question. Okay, that solves a question too. That solves a question with that other doorway. Just lift the statue and carry it over. Oh, and I mentioned this during Friday's stream, but I have finished watching one of the shows that are featured in. I have finished watching one of the shows that are featured in Super Robot Wars Y because I went ahead and just started. I went ahead and started watching Futopia, even though I haven't finished Kamen Rider Double, because I've already watched through like both Kamen Rider Double and Futopia, so rewatching the 12-episode series while also rewatching the 50-episode series that didn't really. Like, that was a lot easier. That was, like, it didn't really affect much. Wait, what? And I mentioned this during Friday. I mentioned this during the previous time I mentioned this, but I actually ended up liking Futopia a little less than when I first watched it, and I think that's really just because I'm watching Kamen Rider Double and its anime sequel at the same time, and it's really noticeable watching at the same time. It's really noticeable how surprisingly less animated the characters are in the animated show compared to how expressive they are in Kamen Rider Double. Like, that's one of the reasons why people really like Double. Is the characters are... They emote a lot. To often comedic effect, and it works really well. Like, one of my favorite jokes in Kamen Rider Double is something they don't even say with words. It's like, there's this one episode where Double has to talk to a police detective who had been earlier just bashing Kamen Rider Double and saying that they were totally a criminal. And while they're talking to him, because Double is like two people, and it was like two souls in one body when they're in their rider form, Shotaro is like raising his fist angrily, like really wanting to punch the detective, and Philip has to, like, who's talking at the time and acting professional, has to just keep pushing the fist down. So it says, the browser I'm opening with is called WaterFox. It's a fork of Firefox, all the normal features there, but they're not doing all the Gen AI bullshit features. Hey, let me know how it goes. I might try using that myself, because... Like, it's amazing how easy it is to make a... It's almost... It's, of course, like a sign of how bad things are, but it's also just kind of hilarious. It is kind of funny that you could really, if you're selling a product, you can actually really, like, you can get a lot of attention for your product, a lot of good attention for your product if you say, hey, we use no generative AI for this, we're not using any generative AI for this, we don't want generative AI for this. Like, DuckDuckGo, a web browser, is actually getting a lot more users. Is getting more users now because they're like, hi, we're a browser that's not Google and we don't use generative AI at all for any of our search results. Use us. Oh. So I have to cross that bridge before the water level rises. There we go. So far for general browsing, it's doing right. If you put a Twitch ad blocker on it, though, Twitch adamantly refuses to process video higher than 4 ADP regardless of the source. That's annoying. Oh, okay, that lowers the gate. So let's go through that gate. So that was me, like, Futopia, which is overall still a good season. Which is overall a good show. I do think I would like it more if I was reading the manga instead of watching the anime, because I do feel like the studio working on the anime, Studio Kai, I think they're doing a decent job of translating the manga into an anime. But I don't think they've done enough in a way to where I could recommend watching the anime over reading the manga. If the manga was like fully available, which it's not, unfortunately. You like really right now, if you want to like watch Futopia or like see the story of Futopia, you kind of have to watch the anime, even though there's really only one season in a movie. Just because like even there's no Sleepless. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, something's going on with the YouTube output. Okay, there, it's back. The YouTube output just suddenly shut off. Sleepless says, I think the thing that put me off from finishing season 1 of Futopia was that none of the forms really felt earned. Like, it hinged so hard you already knowing the forms beforehand. Oh, that's just because I get what you mean there, but that's because, like, all the forms from Futopia they got in Kamen Rider Double. So it makes sense that they would still have them, because, yeah, that's all the forms. Like, Double starts off with his 6 standard forms, and then he get, like, the super forms like Fang Joker and, like, Double Cyclone Joker Extreme are ones that, like, he gets those throughout Double, so of course he'd have them. That they would have them in Futopia. But that actually is a problem that I've seen people mention with Futopia overall, that, like, they were surprised that there isn't many new forms. So if you do want to see an emotional arc relating to getting new forms, yeah, Kamen Rider Double. Dang, that is a great season. For those who don't know, Kamen Rider Double occupies an interesting space amongst Kamen Rider seasons, because on the one hand, it is a really silly, like, even sillier than, like, excuse me, it's even sillier than what you'd usually expect from a Kamen Rider season of Kamen Rider. Like, the characters, there is a lot of comedy in Kamen Rider Double, and it's a very specific kind of story. Like, it's a Kamen Rider season, yeah, but it's also a detective story, and it leans really heavily into being a detective story. It's also probably the season that, like, you can tie. So it says evil megacorp mafia turning people into dinosaurs. Yeah. So it's good storytelling that isn't reset for the anime, but it's also just the thing that peeved me because I didn't see Double. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna save here. So it says evil megacorp mafia turning people into dinosaurs. Yeah. Kamen Rider Double was also, it's like, it's a noticeable, it might be one of the, it probably is, how do I express this for someone who hasn't seen Kamen Rider? I might be slightly exaggerating, but it's probably, I would say Kamen Rider Double is probably the second most important season in the history of Kamen Rider. And of course, the first one is the very first season. And that's because Kamen Rider Double is the season that followed it, Kamen Rider O's, and the season that followed that, Kamen Rider Forze, had the highest sales, or highest merchandise sales of any Kamen Rider season. I'd have to find the exact graph, and I'll try to find the exact graph and post it in the Discord, after the stream's done. But basically, it's like after Kamen Rider Double, Kamen Rider O's, and because of Kamen Rider Double, Kamen Rider O's, and Kamen Rider Forze, because of those 3 seasons back to back to back, Kamen Rider shot so far above in Sentai in sales that kind of what spelled like. That was one of the things that started to spell the end for Sentai. Like, it's not a direct line. It's not a direct line, but you could draw a line or plot out a course to where these 3 seasons releasing and selling so much more and doing so much better than Sentai had ever done before or would ever do. Like, if you look at Kamen Rider sales, if you look at Kamen Rider sales for Heisei seasons, there's a noticeable Kamen Rider Heisei seasons number of sales before Sentai and Heisei seasons before Double, and then Kamen Rider sales, like merchandise sales, above, like after Double, O's, and Forze. Like, it is a massive jump. So it says, I mean, it speaks to that I never interact with Kamen Rider, but I'm interested in watching Double out of any of the other more accessible seasons. It was. I mean, it is a great way to introduce people into, like, a tokusatsu season. Like, people know detective shows. Even if you've never seen a tokusatsu, you probably, I'm willing to bet, like, most people have seen at least one detective show. And I'm sure there is someone like this out there, but like, a detective show is one of those things where I can't imagine someone disliking a detective show. I'm sure there are people out there. I'm sure there is someone out there who, like, has that. I've seen some people with some strange tastes. But it's like, okay, so I got to carry that over there. Okay. It's kind of hard to do a detective show badly. Well, actually, I say that, but, like, it's kind of hard to... Well, I say that, but there was the BBC Sherlock show. Even a bad detective show can get a lot of people watching it. So it says, hey now. So it says, I like the BBC Sherlock, what I've seen of it. How many episodes... Okay, I'm curious, how many episodes have you seen, and how long ago was that? Actually, so the interesting thing is, one of the reasons why... This actually is important to talk about Kamen Rider Double, because one of the reasons why Kamen Rider Double has seen, like... Well, of course, it's never, like, dropped in interest. People who knew about Kamen Rider always knew about Kamen Rider Double, because, again, it's one of the best selling. It's one of the highest... It's one of the seasons with one of the highest sales in the franchise's history. But it is a little funny that people... It's a little funny that BBC Sherlock, one of the famous aspects of it, is that, like, you know, Sherlock will go into, like, his mind palace and will have, like, this big hyper-focus in on all the information. On, like, all the information he knows about the case. And Kamen Rider Double did that thing, too, years earlier. And when you look at them side by side, Double did it better. Like, even if I wasn't a Kamen Rider fan, just looking at the basis of, like, them doing their mind palace, like, reviewing the case in their mind palace, Double does it better. So it says, I'm in season 3, I think. I got through the first confrontation with Moriarty and Sherlock has died. And I last watched it in February or so. Dang it. only got, like, less than, Well, I hope I do this right with this stick, or else... I better wait until the water level rises again. Or, yeah, I better wait till it lowers and rises again. So, but I also like the portrayal of Sherlock as an asshole. Him being so alien compared to everyone else is sold really well because he's just a raging asshole. Gosh dang it. The fire went out and I dropped the stick. I hope I don't lose the stick when the water level rises while I'm on top of the cube. That would suck. I do lose the stick when I... Gosh dang it. So I do lose the stick when I... So it's better just to grab a new stick. Damn it. Oh my gosh, I barely made it. Okay, last stick. So if it working for me doesn't mean it works for everyone, and I can respect. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Gosh, dang it. Ugh. Link, you and your awkward jumping. Gosh dang it. I picked up the stick, and... It says reset the... So it working for me doesn't mean it worked for anyone. I can respect if you're not a fan of it, provided you watch some/any of it. Yeah, I will admit it has been a long time since I've seen Sherlock, but I did watch it. I watched through... I think all of seasons 1 through 3, if I remember correctly. Again, it has been some time. Ah, that's right. Okay, let's drop the stick, because I need to lower the boxes. We need to move the boxes. I guess let me move this one, like, right close there, and then move another one into position. Okay, no. Please. I think this, like, doing this room is going to have to be the last thing I do, because I don't have much time left. Playing through this game is kind of making me realize that I think a person's favorite Zelda game, a person's favorite 3D Zelda game is really just going to come down to, like, what kind of aesthetic or style they like, because... I could be wrong on this. There still are quite a few Zeldas that I need to play. Ah, damn. No, no, no. I wanted to. What this is kind of telling me is that I think... Another thing I'm kind of realizing is that it does feel like a lot of Zelda games are... Okay, it feels like after Ocarina... It's starting to... I'm kind of feeling like... Or not feeling like... I wonder if... I wonder if, like, every Zelda game after Ocarina of Time was kind of, like, some part of why it was the way it was actually, like, a response to something that was... to what people said about the previous Zelda game. Not Majora's Mask, because that was kind of made like, oh, we had all this extra stuff for Ocarina of Time. Let's make a game after it. Oh my gosh. You and your weird jumping, Link. He won't grab onto it. Alright, let's go back here. Try this again. I will definitely say, even though I do really like the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like, open world design, and its focus more so on, like, larger focus on the map in between the dungeons than the dungeons themselves. Dang, despite all that, and me liking that, dang, there's nothing quite like a good Zelda dungeon. When these dungeons are good, they're really dang good. When Zelda does a dungeon good, it does a dungeon really good. Oh, I guess. As in, like, some of the best examples of how to do a theme or an area in games. Like Snow Peak Ruins and Arbor's Grounds are just two clear examples of taking the idea for an area to, like, its limit of what you can do with it, and making it a really interesting space, like, explorable space. Slip says, I do think the dungeons being personally lackluster is Breath of the Wild is what Tears of the Kingdom is generally why I like those less. The need something like this, which has these infuriating jump timings. Yeah, I do get what you mean, because I mean, like, this is really just down to the controls, which Link's controls in these games are in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. These are... Like, Link's controls these games are, like, intentionally stiff. Oh my gosh. Every button does, like, 13 different things. Oh my gosh, was that all of them? Okay, no, there's one more. Every button does 13 different things, and you have to hold it in just the right direction. At the right time next to the right object in order to do it correctly. Or else you gotta redo... Or else it could really mess up, like, the execution and everything. Well, okay, I lost it. Oh my gosh. Right, okay, it's 8 p.m. We're just gonna have to pick this up next Sunday, because it's already, like, time for the stream to end, so... Alright, thank y'all for tuning in. Mars Fan says, the aesthetics of Wind Waker, specifically the GameCube version, amaze me even now, but Twilight Princess is my favorite overall experience. No, the aesthetics of this game are really great. Like, the fact that I'm gonna say, like, this is what everyone says about this game. I feel like this is what everyone says about this game, but I'm gonna say it again because it's true. People who are who are like mocking this game for its look were idiots. Not even just like, oh, not even what I usually say of like, oh, well, they've got a different opinion, and like just because they believe something different to me doesn't mean they're idiots. No, and this is a case where they were stupid. Like, really, Link looks a little cartoony, so this game sucks. Please. Oh sure, we can't play. Oh sure, like I can't handle Link having big expressive eyes. I need to go back to Ocarina of Time, where he has a pyramid nose and barely emotes. Alright, but yeah, that'll have to be it for the night. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll probably be playing... Yeah, I'm going to probably play more of this on next Sunday, so that and then I'll return to Dark Souls 3 for the Donathon after my work shifts have changed, and I can, like, stream twice a week. So that way I can play something I like and then also play the game for the Donathon. But that'll be it. Have a good rest of y'all's night. And good luck with next week. Bye, everyone.